Brian, what do you mean we're going to take a 1-week break? I thought this whole semester thing. What about your ankle? What about USF? They played last night against Temple. We can talk about that together. We can talk about men's and women's basketball together. What about Miller's Killers? You know what, man? I'm done with you. I'm done. I'm so done with them. I'm so done. You know what? I'm done with Brian Steinmetz. You're on today.
Let's do it.
Me and you, Temple Timeout. I'm so done with them. We're done with this segment. Stein's Lines, it's over. We're going to start a new segment starting freaking Ray's Plays. Me and you, we're doing it together. But first, let's take a timeout. What's going on, Owls fans, and welcome to Temple Timeout. I'm Adam Miller alongside my partner Ray Dunne. And Ray, how was your Halloween weekend?
Not too bad, Adam. I had my fair share of spooks, but now I'm ready to fully transition into Thanksgiving, and with Thanksgiving comes some football.
Yeah, that's right. And one football team that was back in action this weekend was your very own Temple Owls, who took on USF last night. Let's take a look at what happened in that game. Starting in the second quarter, score knotted at 0 apiece, Jagger Gardner takes this run all the way down the sideline until he gets tripped up, setting up a goal to go, and later on they're going to score. And by later on, I mean right now. Todd Centeio rolls out, and he's going to hit Kenny Yeboah for the first score of the game.
Yeah, but it's the defense that was most impressive, starting with this scoop and score by Sam Franklin, giving the Owls a little more breathing room. You can see it right here heading on into the end zone, but the Bulls going to respond. Jordan McLeod to Bryce Miller, 14-7 now.
Yeah, and Quincy Roche is going to end any comeback thoughts with this sack right here. Overall, the Owls had 9 sacks on the night, leading them to a 17-7 win, marking the Owls' first win ever in Tampa. Now, looking at the stats, Ray, there's actually not much of a difference between these two teams last night.
Not at all. In fact, USF won the first down and possession battle, but it seems like the stats that really mattered most was turnovers and sacks. Hopefully the Owls will keep this defensive intensity up going forward.
Yeah, you're not wrong. The Owls do have a tough stretch of games coming up against a 6-3 Tulane team who's pretty good, and the number 17 ranked Cincy team, and they're going to need to play fast on defense going forward in the next few weeks.
You know, you talk about playing fast, Adam, which is something that the Temple men's basketball team is trying to do.
Yeah, that's right, Ray. The Temple men's basketball team started off their season hot on Tuesday, taking on Drexel and taking them down 70-62, and Coach McKee giving him his first win of his coaching career.
I'm stoked that Temple got off to a fast start, but what I was talking about was slowing down the Owls. I actually meant the pace of the game. They got up and down the floor in a hurry, ushering in a new type of play that Coach McKee really has been harping on. The only problem, it got sloppy at times, with the Owls committing 11 turnovers on the day.
I felt the first, about the 10-minute mark, we started to get control of the game. We got a lead, and then we had a few turnovers, and the game turned again. You got to get used to playing at that type of pace. And we talked about playing, and not that we was playing at a breakneck pace today. I actually was trying to get those guys to slow down, but I want to play faster. But it's something that we got to work on, and we might have to slow it down to make sure we're taking care of the ball. I don't want to send those guys out there and we're beating ourselves.
But as sloppy as the game got at times, Temple was still able to get the win in large part thanks to the second half play of Napier Louis, who just so happens to be this week's Miller's Killer. Make no mistake about it, Napier Louis struggled in the first half of the game, but what makes a player truly great is how they respond against adversity, and that's exactly what he did. After Quentin Rose went down with an injury, NPL stepped up in a big way, racking up 4 steals and having a hand in almost half of the points scored by the Owls in that quarter. Overall, Napier Louis ended the game with 16 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 steals, helping the team in just about every way possible. The Owls' next game is this Saturday against Morgan State. Look for Napier Louis to show out. Now, Ray, I understand the debut of a new segment called Ray's Play is about to happen today, and is it about the men's basketball team?
It is. It's inspired by Quentin Rose getting himself on SportsCenter. I thought for our first segment of Ray's Plays, I'd take a look at Rose's top 5 dunks of his Temple career. At number 5, what's better than a royal flush? That's a two-handed flush. He goes exploring to the rim, throwing it down through some LaSalle defensive pressure. That's some sophomore year Q for you. Now at number 4, every rose has its thorn, and that thorn was placed right into Tulsa's side here. The first of 2 dunks against them from a season ago. Take a look at that one-handed hammer. And now at number 3, this Owl takes flight once again against Tulsa, finishing off the long pass from Shiz Alston. Tuesday night, Rose reminded us that when it comes to coffee, he's always dunking, rising up with a Jordan-esque look and providing Temple men's basketball with a potential poster giveaway for this season. And at number 1, Rose has always been a fan of a good night jam. This explosive one-handed throwdown propelled the Owls past UCF, giving them a win they so dearly needed last year to make the NCAA tournament. I'm sure that list will need to be updated as the year goes on. That's all we got for Ray's Plays. Moving across Montgomery Avenue to McGonigal Hall, the women's basketball team started off the season with a 77-59 win over Fairfield. Redshirt sophomore Ashley Jones made her presence known in her first game as an Owl. She finished with 21 points and 7 assists in her debut. The team was successful from deep, knocking down 10 threes on the night, including 6 of them from sophomore Marissa Mackins. The Owls will host Duquesne on Friday night at 7 o'clock.
That beautiful time of year where both Temple men's basketball and football are back in action. I'm sure we're going to have plenty to talk about next week. And until then, be sure to follow us along social media for the latest in Temple.
Yes, Adam, that is all the time we have. We'll be back here same time and place next week with fresh new timeouts. For everyone behind the scenes here at Temple Timeout, for Adam Miller, I'm Ray Dunne. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend, everybody.